Hello, everyone, and happy October. I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin It. Halloween is in the air now. It is October, and we all know at the very end of October is, as I just said, Halloween. Halloween is probably one of my favorite days of the year. It's the one time I get to dress up and people don't look at me funny. So, I am all for that. And to help kick off October and to kind of preemptively celebrate Halloween throughout the course of the month, I'm going to start off with a toy review. A toy review of, in my opinion, one of video games' most frightening monsters, the Metroid. That's right, the Metroid. The vampiric jellyfish from beyond the moon and its blood-curdling is in plastic format, courtesy of Jakks Pacific's World of Nintendo toy line. And here is the little Dickens now. What a massive monstrosity this thing is. This Metroid, if I may borrow from Transformers toy vernacular, probably falls somewhere bigger than a Voyager-class Transformer. And, maybe even bigger than a Voyager class, like somewhere in between a Voyager and an Ultra class. That's probably where this guy would sit. It's the same class size as Donkey Kong and Bowser and Ganondorf and I think a couple of the others, but I think that might be it for their Voyager class sized World of Nintendo figures. I mean, this thing looks so freaking cool. The Metroid is a frightening beast with gigantic talon claw things that are just serrated and just gnarly looking. It's got like the bubbling cell-like globules that make up its like innards, and then the pliable membrane which just holds it all together. And on top of that, in video game reference, this thing is like practically rocket proof. Okay? Just to throw in a little bit of fanboyish video game thing in there, this thing, the Metroid, is truly a nightmare from some godforsaken planet, which, thank God, Samus Aran blew up at one point. How does this thing just show up in nature and just destroy everything? Oh, God. So, the Metroid is, yes, visually stunning, but let us delve a little bit deeper and look at it a little bit closer.
If you dare.
Which I do. As I stated before, this Metroid toy is massive. I don't even think in the video games Metroids get this big. This one must be pretty well fed. Because I don't think they're that much bigger than, maybe a human mass or something. But this thing is just ginormous. The Metroid here has 4 talons, 2 small ones in what I'm assuming would be the front of the Metroid, and 2 rear ones. And they're all on universal hinges. They can just go side to side. They can close in as if they're like clutching hold of a victim. Or, you know what, you could just splay them out, spread eagle, I guess, and just, you can stand or something, even though they do kind of just float there. They just kind of float there so gently until they attack. Because that's what Metroids do. They attack. They just kill. Oh, God. Oh, there I go. Well, that's pretty much it for the Metroid's range of motion. It's just these 4 claws on the universal joints, and that's it. Which, for a toy this size, that's not a lot of articulation. And again, I beg the question, why is the toy this big? I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining. I'm just confused as to why it's this size, when all you get is just such a limited range of motion. It's weird. If you look at the World of Nintendo figure of Samus Aran, this thing dwarfs her. By a lot. I mean, this thing is like the size of an elephant compared to the World of Nintendo Samus. Even if you compare this Metroid to the Figma figure of Samus, it's still pretty damn big. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out the weirdness of it. I'm really surprised that Jakks Pacific hasn't made a smaller version of the Metroid to fit in their more deluxe-sized version, which are like Falco, Mario, Samus, the Links, because there's two Links, Zelda, and all the others. Like, I'm surprised there's not a Metroid in that scaled-down size class, and I really hope they do because, thanks to their Super Mario section of the line, I've got a couple of Goombas in the different size classes, and I'm creating a nice little Goomba army thanks to World of Nintendo and even my old McDonald's Goombas from like the 90s. But either way, they're in different sizes, and they all look good in those different sizes. I would like to see the Metroid in some of the smaller scaled sizes too, because this is a big Metroid. This would be like a Metroid Prime. Not really. Though I will say this, to you Samus Aran cosplayers out there, maybe this gigantic Metroid might look good perched on your shoulder, and it could be the baby. It could be the little baby that you saved when you're a little baby. It's like, yes, you are. You're just adorable little dickens, aren't you? Maybe that's why they made it this big. Maybe they made it for the cosplayers. It's possible. Yes, this Metroid's my baby. This is my son. This is my son. He's going to go to business school. He's going to go to business school. He's going to do good in business. He's going to graduate. He's going to get a job in business. And then he's probably going to, suck the life force out of everyone in that business. Because that's what Metroids do. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. According to this screen cap of Super Metroid, I guess Metroids can get that big. So maybe this toy is a well-fed version. I think that in the game that the other Metroids aren't as big. My mistake. It's been a long time since I've played the game, so I guess I kind of forgot. So yeah, World of Nintendo Metroid. I love it. It's such a cool, horrific thing, and if you find it, I would get it. It took me 6 months to get my hands on it, but any fan of Nintendo should have the Metroid in their collection. I'm JimClassic, and oh God.